Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm doing this alone this week, apart from my partner. So just bear with me while I have a conversation with myself, essentially. Um, so I'm actually doing like a counseling internship for Oakland Unified School District as in an elementary school. So it was interesting reading this scenario and thinking about like how this might come up for me. Um, so a big first kind of instinct for me is to ask more questions. Like I know it's technically mandated by the school, but I find that as like a policy that's very unethical in itself. So I would start there kind of honestly questioning the school about that and not feeling comfortable as a counselor for it to be like a coerced treatment. I think that goes against a lot of the things that would go into my title. And a big part of counseling is for it to be like consensual and not like a forced like treatment, especially in a place like a school setting. Um, and another aspect to that is like how old is Khalil? The like consent is very different for K through 5 versus middle school versus high school. So I'd want to find out like what that looks like. For the younger ones, it's a little bit more of a process. I mean, they're all a process, but like there's more leeway, at least from what I've been learning, for like middle school versus high school as far as like having consent to do the counseling in general. And then I would want to like have a conversation with the parents, like not like asking them why do you oppose mental health services, but more like what are ways that we could support Khalil that isn't just like counseling? Maybe it would be like joining a group on campus. Honestly, that's something I would probably want for this school in general, is to make kind of like a voluntary like support group. I think like that offers more of like an autonomy to the students, but also like the kind of community base to it would be really helpful for them. Um, but yeah, maybe kind of having more of a collaboration with the parents, not so much like just questioning their cultures, and also just asking them about their culture. I personally don't know too much about like Iranian culture, so it would be great to just like kind of open that door with them, and like I'd like them to be comfortable with me instead of seeing me as someone who's like an authoritarian part of the school. And I really want to be like, on Khalil's side about it too. So I would ask, like, would they even want to have like counseling in general? So yeah, I think there's obviously so many different factors to it, but um, yeah, it's just like a lot about making sure that you're being sensitive to um, what their culture views mental health services as, and like also the systemic part of like why they view that. And especially given that they're possibly, I mean, immigrants, obviously, but who knows the generational amount there. And yeah, I think it is important to say, like, if, sorry, I'm still reading a little bit about it. Yeah, I think it's like, um, obviously part of my job too would be, would this be the most beneficial to Khalil, and like maybe kind of talking to them about what that means, thinking a little bit outside of themselves in order to do that. um but yeah, um it's definitely a complicated one. I am looking forward to seeing what else everyone says, because yeah, it was like kind of racking my brain trying to figure this out alone. um so yeah, hopefully hopefully I get some different answers and a little bit more like headway in there, because I'm curious to see if this kind of interaction would happen at my school beyond just like cultural, but more like there's some sort of like policy that um, kind of questions like both the parents and students' autonomy over the situation. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how to work my way through that. Anyway, see you next week.